Hey, welcome to TokuTalkers. I'm one of your amazing hosts, Buster. With me is my other amazing co-host, Wyatt. And today we're talking
Ooh,
Ultraman Omega, Episode 10, GoZyuger, Episode 30, and Kamen Rider Zeztz, Episode 2. I think I got that all right.
yeah,
We'll start with Omega, Ultraman. Man, I think I kind of clocked out of the show, man. I think I'm like,
yeah. That you're not feeling it anymore.
yeah, I mean, like I like the characters. I just think the actual like structure of the episodes is just
Hmm.
not working for me. Like this, just
Yeah,
it feels like Ultraman on autopilot, and just
this
not
this
really.
one is better than the past
Oh,
couple,
it's
I
way
think.
better than the past ones. I just like in general, like I just can't even get into it because it's like I've been
Yeah.
burned so many times.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think it's been there's very few we just talk about this every week. It's just funny that we're so mean
Yeah.
to this poor show. Like not even being like it sucks. We're just like, whatever.
It's just
Um
5, 6 out of 10.
but like yeah, there's a few highlights. But then like overall it's kind of like I don't know, I just don't have a lot of emotional or personal investment in like the goings on of the show.
Uh-huh.
Oh geez, sorry everybody, I'm sick. But this episode at least had, there was some kind of conflict between Kosei and Sorata. There was like it had like a funny enough premise with the like a very thin premise. I don't know why this lady was like filming them specifically, but like
Yeah.
whatever, it was funny.
Like and that,
There
like it
was an
was
episode
fun.
of X that was kind of
Yeah,
like this with their
it just felt like
yeah,
a weaker version of X, that X episode. And it's
yeah,
like I think my thing is just that, like it just a lot of like Omega episodes recently have been first half you have like a wacky human plot, and that doesn't really tie into the monster plot. It just kind of like,
yeah,
oh, a monster appears, or just they don't not even
yeah.
like a lesson to learn. It's just like a or a
Like
cheesy moral. It's like it just kind of
mhm,
feels like okay, these two are separate, and now we put them together. Episode
yeah,
done.
yeah. The I remember watching Tiga last year, and every episode it felt like it was very centered on like the monster of the week thing. Like it felt like it was or whatever. Like sometimes it wasn't a monster, sometimes it was like a weird phenomenon or
Yeah.
whatever, some magic artifact or whatever. Um I don't know, it felt like it was like maybe because that was like the first show in like 10 years or whatever, they were really firing on all cylinders. So they wanted to, whereas like this is like, a show that is like the show has been annualized for so long that
Yeah.
maybe, it makes sense that every
I
so
was
often there's
talking
going to
about
be kind
Omega
of,
with some friends, and like someone pointed out, this is the longest Ultraman has run continuously. Because
mhm,
like Ultraman's kind of infamous for taking lots of breaks. You have the Showa, like
y-
Showa didn't really always air every year; they just kind of aired whenever they could make a show.
yeah,
Heisei had like a continuous run until it didn't, and now New
mhm,
Gen from 2013 onward, like even if there has been like 25 episode hiatuses, there's still been a show every year.
yeah,
So this is like we're on our what like 2013 to 2025. We're on our like 12th continuous
mhm,
series. So it kind of feels like I'm not sure if we're running dry on ideas or if we're just saving the good ideas for the 60th anniversary show that's coming up.
mhm.
But and I kind of hate saying like, oh, the next one will be better because this show should stand on its own. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's absolutely agree with that. Like, I don't know, it's just like last year with or even this year with Sentai, where it's
yeah,
like, it's like the 50th show, but it's not really the 50th anniversary or whatever.
okay,
So,
yeah,
like, but either way, they're like treating that, to that certain degree. But that doesn't mean that they like didn't care about Boom Booncher. That still was
yeah,
like a really
really
unique
good,
show.
yeah,
Yeah, there was elements about it that I didn't like as much as King Oger, but like all like the last like batch of shows, like Zenkaiger, Don Brothers, King Oger,
yeah,
and Boom Boocher were all like really good for their own reasons. Like
like
they had like a really unique identity to them.
yeah,
Even Zenkaiger and Don Brothers like felt really different from one another. And
mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen. I think I saw like a couple episodes of Arc or whatever the one
Yeah,
that aired last
Arc
year
was
was.
really good. Arc was really
Yeah,
good. Like there was a lot of
and
creativity and like it really locked in. Like especially in the first half.
yeah,
Like like actually by this point in arc, we got one of my favorite Ultraman episodes ever. So it just
Mhm.
like man, Omega's just kind of feeling like it's
It's
fine. It's cool
a
suits.
little mid. Yeah.
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 I mean,
It's a
I kind of like am tempted to drop it from the podcast, but like I want to see it through. I want to see it through. Like I don't want to like drop it and be like, okay, we're done talking about Omega, and then suddenly it just comes out with a banger or
it's like,
something.
whoa, it's good now. Yeah. I don't know. We can discuss that, after the podcast and everything. So
Yeah, I'll
I could
probably
go
continue
either
it.
way. Yeah,
I'll
I could go
probably just
either way,
continue it. We'll
honestly.
just shorten our sec. We'll just be like, all
Yeah,
right,
I
did we
mean,
like it
yeah,
or
these yeah. The monster is cool.
yeah?
I don't know what that's from. It
Let
might be
me
from another,
check if this is a reuse or not.
but I saw it. I was like, yeah, very classic, like big
It okay.
dinosaur
This is
kaiju
actually
guy.
from X. This is actually
Oh,
from
yeah,
X. This
yeah.
is a very recent kaiju, which is kind of cool. Okay,
All right, awesome. Okay. Anyway,
let's just move on to
GoZyuger.
GoZuger. GoZuger. Episode 30. A noble and powerful. The new Tyranno is a prince. I already
Mhm.
see a lot of people not really vibing with this episode. I
Mhm.
think I get why, especially if you're watching the show week to week.
Yeah,
But I think in this overall arc we're constructing of like these multiple episode like Tyranno like Ryugi development, I think this works. But as like a standalone episode, I can see it being kind of weaker than the other GoZoogers.
yeah. It is a
Um,
kind of weird episode, like
yeah,
especially because of the way it ends. I thought that this character would like stick around for a little bit longer. Maybe
yeah,
he will. But spoilers. I mean, you're listening to this, you probably watched the episode. But he gets like absorbed into the ring that,
the Infinity Ring Ray has.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So like, it's just like, oh, did he just exist to be a power up for? It would have been one thing. I would have accepted that a lot easier if they didn't introduce this whole idea that he was like an alien prince, which just felt like a very strange. I understand there's like different dimensions, with the no one world and everything,
yeah.
but it's very strange that our heroes are just pretty accepting of the fact that there's like an alien on,
I
like,
mean,
Alf is on their planet.
Kumaide's trying to be a god, so it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But I feel like that works in the sense that like, oh, they're all devoted to a god in the form of
yeah.
Sword. This guy is like, God is dead. I'm God now, whatever. And whereas like the alien thing just seems kind of out of left field. Not bad. Like I don't think it's like, oh, this is so unbelievable. It's Sentai, whatever. I
Yeah.
can suspend my disbelief.
I think
But
like my thing about Asaim, like this guy, like this
mhm,
alien guy, I think his backstory's supposed to be just so ludicrous that like, oh, it's even funnier when he gets jobbed. Because I like
yeah,
a lot of
I can
people
see that.
like a lot of people in Sentai, like when they're analyzing Sentai, they always go like very serious. They always go very story heavy. But it's like Sentai does have comedic elements, especially like these
Mhm.
Inoue like adjacent shows, or these show like Don Brothers style. We mentioned Don Brothers, like Don
Yeah,
Brothers
yeah.
style, like drama, a Jetman. And it's like there is a
Mhm.
comedic element to these kinds of shows, and I do think part of the comedy is, oh, look at this ludicrous character. Let's shove him in a locker.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah,
uh,
I can totally see that. I definitely like I said, it didn't really turn me off necessarily. I just thought it was weird that they like
yeah. And I
just
just
kind
feel like
of
we
like
already have
raised
enough
Bassett.
fancy schmancy. We already have enough fancy schmancy kind of characters in GoZuger, so this archetype
Mhm.
kind of doesn't need to be filled. So it's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
get back, speed up the process, get Ryugi back in the show as soon as
Yeah.
possible.
I like
Um,
my favorite part of the episode though is the Mochi guy. Not the
oh, the Mochi,
villain, but the guy at the beginning of the episode who teaches Toyo about Mochi.
yeah, that's
Uh
real. The
that
Hoarder's
guy,
little like arc is really
yeah,
fun.
that's good. Also Mochi is delicious. So that's
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that the whole episode.
Yeah, and I do kind of like how the alien design like is kind of like, yeah, he kind of has to like, he's trying to be like above all these like rules where it's like the show's already been so established and like what they do,
Mhm.
and it's
Mhm.
like Kumaide's like have to be like, hey, uh, buddy,
Yeah,
we
play
don't do
along.
things, play
Like,
along.
yeah. Yeah. This is
Yeah,
stupid, we know, but this is how it's done. Like, play
yeah.
along, the kayfabe, all that stuff.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know. Like it is a
But
this has been like a weird string of episodes, but I think I can vibe with it. It's just weird to watch week to week where it's like I don't have the complete story. I gotta wait more.
yeah, and I mean we actually enjoyed the stuff with like Bouquet and
Yeah.
Shiro and everything, like even though other people didn't really like those episodes. And
Yeah,
then
everyone's
last
calling
week,
them the worst ones, and I'm like,
yeah, I was like,
guys,
no, I was like, I thought they were pretty good. Like, especially the second part, I thought was pretty good.
yeah. Like I
Um,
get the first part controversy, but it's like the actual story it was telling was interesting anyway.
yeah, in the previous episode with Ryugi and everything, like, oh yeah, that was like a great cliffhanger and everything.
Yeah.
And then this one, it's just very funny that they introduce this new character. Yeah, like I said, he gets jobbed immediately. Like, it kind of reminds me of another more serious. I won't spoil this because we haven't talked about the show that much on here. But another more serious version of this happens in Gav, where a
Yeah.
character gets like a nice resolution and then dies immediately.
Oh,
Uh,
that
so
happens a
I was,
lot in like later
yeah,
half Kamen Rider. Like even Gotchard had a couple of stuff like that.
mm,
Like of just like
yeah,
characters like, oh, you've served your purpose, get jobbed.
yep, uh-huh.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I thought it was I thought it was a pretty good episode. I think this is the first time in a while we saw the like Sword green form.
Yeah.
I think we've only seen it like 2 or 3 times before, like
Yeah. Like it's
So
been
there you
like
go. I like that.
we've mostly been using the red Sword boosted
Exactly.
version with like the Orga
Yep.
booster.
Hmm.
So it's nice to see like the other formations.
Yeah.
I do kind of want to get a Sword toy just because it's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
a both a
It's a
changer
cool.
and a mech. I want to get both.
Yeah, that's cool. That was the cool thing about back when TokuTalkers was airing, because all the
Yeah,
like the Reshas were also the things that you use on
yeah.
this thing. So it's very fun.
One day I'll get one. One day I'll get them. But I don't know when.
Hmm.
Speaking of episode, I guess that concludes GoZuger
Yeah.
segment.
Hmm.
Good episode. I guess speaking of like cliffhangers and just like in the middle of an arc, Commentator Zeztz episode 2 or case 2 explode. I guess each episode's gonna have one word titles because the last one is start, next one's a road,
Hmm.
this one is explode.
Mm.
Um, this is I'm still feeling out this show because I am
Yeah.
enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it, but it's not like Gav where it's like, oh, here's a taste of like exactly what you can expect right away. This is especially well. Then again, we've all completed Gav, but like I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Gav they had like a very strong sense of like, okay, this is what the show is up front. But
Yes.
Zets is more here's a mystery to play along, you know?
Yeah. It's very it. It takes a lot of cues from a lot of other Heisei shows.
Yeah,
Like people have compared it to what is it? Wizard
Agito.
and Double and things like that. Uh, so I don't know. The this episode, I guess, gives us a little bit more of what we can expect from like just like a normal sort of episode. Like it's obviously still
Yeah,
sort of in pilot mode, like setting things up. But the previous episode was like very action heavy or very like there was setup heavy where you
yeah,
only got to like live with the characters in their normal world for a little bit and then it kind of throws you into the craziness. This is a little bit more balanced, I feel. And I really like the stuff with Baku and like the two like paranormal the Mulder and Scully
yeah.
duo that are in this
I'm trying to
show with
figure out their name. I think it's Nausicaa's the lady, and then
mhm.
the guy is Tetsuya.
Which we might have mentioned, but she was in Geats as
Yeah, as Lopo. Yeah,
yeah, as Lobo, which was like, oh, it was she was a cool character. It was weird that she just like she vanished off the face of the earth after that arc was done, but the fucking owl guy
yeah. Owl guy.
continued to be in the show until
That
the
was the
end.
funniest shit of Geeks. That was
Yeah.
the funniest shit. Anyway, yeah. I also like I want to mention the fight in this episode because we actually have like our first insert track very
Cool.
soon. Like, this one's by
Yes.
Back On, who did the
Hmm.
opening for Gotchard and also did an insert for Geets. Which is like
Yeah.
it's a rap track, and I'm like, oh, okay,
Oh yeah,
yo,
I could
we
tell it was
already
back on. Once I started hearing that guy rapping, I was like, oh
yeah.
yeah, that's.
I
That's
think it's
Back on
just the
Day.
one. I think that's just the one guy, the rapper from Back On. I don't think they have like because Back On's like a duo. I didn't really see the
Yeah.
other guy in the credit, like when the credits
Well,
start.
yeah,
Also, no
go ahead.
opening this week still. So
Yeah.
that's a bit funny.
It reminds me of like in X8, there was like a stretch of episodes. There was like
Yeah,
10 episodes or something in the middle of it where there was just no opening theme. It was
yeah.
they
I
only
remember
played
the
it at like
first two
the end of the
episodes.
episode.
Yeah, the first two episodes of 01 also didn't have the opening theme, so I hope we get it
This Yu Yu
soon.
Takahashi here is just like I hate
Yeah,
opening
I
themes.
was like, we got to be dramatic.
Yeah. but
Uh,
um but that fight was really cool. The song, was like
yeah,
it has a very specific vibe to it.
yeah,
I really like that even though like not much time has passed, it feels like Baku is like sort of getting
like
used to his role as like a dream warrior, like kind
yeah.
of like that kind of character.
I mean,
Because
when we see like him meeting up with Zero, the bike, robotic bike. Well, he's not a robotic bike. He's just like controlling a robotic bike. And I
yeah,
just do
that
like
was
the
sad. I was sad. I wished he was a robot, but that's okay. We did
yeah,
just get Boondorio like last year with Boon Boonjer, so
yeah.
robot
I
buddies.
mean, he
Yeah,
still talks, and he's like, I do like his little English phrases, and I do like how they
yeah,
contextualizes the English, where it's like I can't understand English unless I'm in the dream world.
mhm,
That's
yeah.
really funny. Like,
Yeah, and I like it's a really real moment when he gets the phone call and he hears him talking in English and then responds to it with the like, yeah, I can't understand you unless we're in the dream. And then when he responds, it fully clicks then how insane what's going on is that like
yeah,
this guy from my dream is talking to me through this phone.
yeah.
Like and then he starts like whispering into like just a very well done scene. A lot of good little funny moments in this episode. Like I liked the
Yeah.
dynamic between
Also
like
some
the
crazy bike action.
yeah.
Like at the second half. It's like of course it's probably gonna get downplayed as the series goes on, but it's like, oh
Mhm.
dang, I haven't seen Kamen Rider do bike action like that in a bit. Like even Gav didn't
Yeah.
have that.
Very like Terminator. Just remind
Yeah.
me of that scene at the end of Terminator. Um but yeah.
Yeah, well, also the bomber, like we got like some more information on the nightmares where it's like the bomber is from the Tatsuya's like dreams or some shit.
Mhm.
So it's it's
Yeah. I
interconnected, which is
I
interesting.
yeah, I should ask because maybe it's because I was sick and out of my mind in bed while I was watching it, but I didn't fully understand like the twist at the end of the
Okay, so like
episode.
from what I understand, like each of the nightmares comes from like there's good dreams and bad dreams, and the nightmares come from the bad dreams of like one person. So it's like one person, like if they kind of have to solve their like internal, like we'll see, like we need more from the next episode, but from what I understand, it's like these, like you have to like, it's kind of like Persona 5. I'm
Mhm.
sorry to say that, but it's
Yeah,
like where it's
yeah.
like the cognitive world and the real world, where it's like kind like they're playing with that kind of like cognitive versus real
Yeah.
world like a
I
lot,
guess
which
I was just confused because like I had already assumed that it was like okay, the monster was created like when he realized that it was like the dream that he was protecting was that detective's dream. I was
yeah,
already like, oh, so the monster came through his dream, like it came out of his
yeah.
desire or whatever for action and whatever.
Yeah, and it's like
Um,
gun. Like I know some people. This kind of recontextualizes last episode of the gun nightmare because it's like
mm,
gun, like action, James Bond, spy, thriller.
yeah,
And then like Bomb is like, oh, he's a cop. He has to like stop bomb threats. That's his fear. It's like a
yeah,
bomb threat. Um,
hmm
this
hmm
episode, it's interesting. Like I'm
like
very curious to see like how they expand on this next episode.
yeah, and like if they continue the theme of like, oh, the nightmares are like these subconscious ideas or things related to the person that they're in.
Yeah,
That's actually some of my favorite types of Kamen Rider storytelling and monsters and things like that is when they do the whole, like Wizard or like Force A or things like that, where the monster is there's like a victim of the week that they're helping.
yeah. Like
X8 as
XA did
well.
it. Yeah, yeah. Same
Yeah.
writer. Same writer.
Yeah, yeah, and even 01, to an
Yeah,
extent, even though like the victim of the week was also the monster of the week most of the time.
yeah.
Um, so it's like, yeah, it feels. I love it when the shows do that because it gives it a really strong formula so that even a one-off, sort of like not super plot important episode can really stand out. Whereas like sometimes, as much as I loved Gav, like a lot of times the people that the Granute captures are just like props. Like especially after the first arc, this just doesn't matter at all. The people that they're like victimizing, other than the fact that they are victimizing people, like
Yeah.
that's what matters. But the actual people themselves, we don't get like a look into their interior life beyond like the first like 8 episodes of the show. So uh, I'm just glad to have this sort of formula back, because like I said, I really like it. So
Yeah,
and I
it's a
don't
good
know.
formula.
Yeah, I don't know if Revice had it because that's the only like what era show I have not
I
watched.
kind of forgot if Revice had it. Like, it's been a while. It's like
Anything like that,
they
but
kind of transition out of it after a while anyway.
yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, I think like Saber was like the last one I can think of that had that as like a big element. So
Yeah, well, that was like first half, and then really devolved into writer versus. I like the writer
that's
versus
true.
writer type
That
of
is true.
thing. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like I'm just saying, like it's not really like as big as it could be. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and zero one also similar to that. But yeah, I agree. I like
that's
the first
good.
one.
I just need again. I'm still feeling it out. I'm still like I
Mhm.
still don't know what I kind of like that I can't feel it out from the first couple episodes. I kind of
Yeah,
like the slow burn. I just and I still like Baku as a protagonist and like the little mysteries it's setting in the show setting up. I'm just like, man, it feels
yeah,
weird to like not feel like, oh, I instantly know how I feel about the show. You know?
yeah. I feel like Gav, it was pretty quick for me to like get into it, just because it had a really strong foundation. And then Geets, it took me a while to get into it because the plot was so complicated and convoluted. Not that I disliked that, but on a meta level, I was just aware of how Kamen Rider production works. So I was just like always thinking like how much of this actually will matter at all by the end. Like that I
Yeah,
was always like second guessing the show, unfortunately. So it took me a while
yeah.
to like be emotionally invested.
I also feel like with like just the thing I've been thinking about Geats, it kind of like it's. I think it's kind of like it focuses on 4 characters when it like advertised itself as like focusing on like 100. So it's like
Uh-huh.
kind of like that disconnect is weird for me. Like when it came
Mm-hmm.
to Geats.
Mm-hmm.
But like the marketing disconnected. Like I felt that with Omega, where it's like it advertised
Yeah.
itself as a more serious show, and it's kind of like more of a goofy show.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems, yeah, they're not even trying. Like there's been like a couple of serious episodes here and there, but um yeah.
It is what it
With
is.
this though, I feel like it's not quite at the that Gav level of me like, oh, I'm immediately I kind of understand the stakes and know where it's going. Um it's very straightforward, to maybe to a fault. I've seen some people say like Gav is like maybe a little bit too like frictionless, which
Yeah,
I can see that as a complaint. But this isn't quite as convoluted as Geets or something. So it is more similar to that Gotchard thing where it's like, all right, there's a lot of things to know, but they're being very like slow to integrate it in at the start, because I think that they are aware that things should be like nebulous or could change or whatever. So
yeah.
like, yeah,
It's a
that's
whole
how I
thing.
would.
It's still a fun show to watch. At the end of the day, it's still really fun and interesting to watch, and I hope it continues that. So
Yeah, it's good to just go onto YouTube. I don't have to,
yeah.
download it or anything like that, which
Also,
is
thank you. Complaining
mm,
works because thank you to the shout people who actually changed the live stream settings to actually like pause and rewind. That's
yeah,
very much
very good.
appreciated. That wasn't
And
available at first.
in the first stream for the first episode, they didn't have any like clear indicator of when the episode would loop.
Yeah,
You
now
just
they
kind of had to
do.
like
Yeah,
guess. Now they do. So I was like, thank you. That makes it so much easier for me to like send it to a friend or whatever and be like,
yeah.
oh, just find where it begins. Boom, right here.
Yeah. Remember, complaining works. Always complain
Yes.
about things.
But bully these companies. But all
Yeah.
right. I think that's all for
Yeah. Do you want to plug your stuff, Wyatt?
All right. Well, you can go on Twitter and Bluesky, Wasranger, WACP Ranger. You know what? I've been sick this weekend, so I haven't been, posting so much about Metroid Prime 4, but we did get a new trailer. I'm very excited about riding around on a freaking bike and, you know, basically all that goodness that we saw from that trailer. So, I mean, I'll talk about it. So don't you worry. Just follow me there. And if you want to hear some guy talk too much about this one game, go on over Was Ranger, WACP Ranger. But if you want to support me, then there's my channel. It's Only Magic, cartoon retrospectives and everything. Got my podcast, Cartoon Buffoons. That's my main thing. If you want to support that podcast and get the episodes a week early, the episode we just put up on the YouTube channel is the Mr. Men Show. And then the thing that we just put on the Patreon, so next week's episode, you can get that right now. $3 is another batch of pilots. So if you like weird, obscure, I've never ever heard of this show in my life kind of pilot stuff, check that out. Check out all the other pile up episodes too, and Cartoon Buffoons. And yeah, thumbs up.
Thumbs up, yeah. Go check out Wyatt's stuff. You can find me at my YouTube channel at Buster Corp. Kind of in the middle of a creative crisis, so I haven't really been uploading videos. But soon, there should be some stuff soon, hopefully, where we're getting out of the worst of it. And then I subscribe to this podcast channel, Modular Media, or if you're listening on Spotify, go to the YouTube channel, Modular Media, and subscribe to watch more TokuTalkers or Modular Components and Uncle Fanboys. Wyatt's not on those shows, but occasionally he will be on Components because I will bully him into being like, hey, do you want to stay up on Saturday night and talk to all my friends?
That.
We'll see. But that's going to do it for this TokuTalkers. We'll see you next week for Zeztz 3, GoZyuger 31, and Omega 11. Because even though if I'm doubting myself, I'm going to push through Omega. I'm going to go through Omega till the end.
All right.